April 2nd, Patagonia, Argentina. The chance to hit the rifle range with my good friend Dean Capuano has all of us excited to get on with the hunt. Dean regularly hunts North America and Europe, and this is his first chance to go after the stags of South America. It's a task easier said than done, as my guide John Burrell and I found at sunrise, with little cover on these windswept peaks and eyes everywhere watching for danger.
It's just one of those sunrises that just makes you appreciate being here in Patagonia.
The sun's coming up, there's low cloud cover, you've got a bright orange sun with the clouds over the top on the horizon, and stag everywhere.
Let me range him one time. Yeah, it's okay.
Bunches of stag fighting, stag with their hinds here on left and right. It was a hunter's paradise, and it was the perfect morning for the last day. Well, we got out here, and there's a couple of stags over here that we would take, but they were to the left. And then the sun comes up and hits us and lights us up. It's just a bad situation. So we're going to have to regroup and move. We saw some good fighting. It's a good morning so far. After we'd backed off and got into mid-morning hunting, and the roar was still on, lots of stag still really vocal. I missed one at a pretty good distance that I shouldn't have. I rushed the shot.
Yeah, look how
He wasn't 350 then.
yeah, he's 350, trust me. I ranged him.
I had several more that got skylined, and it's just not a shot I want to take unless I know what's behind that skyline, and I didn't. I was snake bit. I had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity that I just couldn't close on.
We have 2 or 3 black stalks and a miss within an hour, and that was starting to work on Tony's nerves.
And I was beginning to get a little frustrated. I thought, this is the last day. It's not going to happen. You know, the eagle's not going to fly for me today.
We had actually started back to the lodge and sighted a big stag, and we decided to make one last-ditch effort to get after him.
Adrian said, I want to climb up here and look over into this bowl. And I said, well, sure, you know, that's not that far. We'll take that opportunity, even though anything uphill is precious. And so we climbed up to the top of this and looked over, and we saw, you know, a young stag on the left, and we saw another young stag on the right, and they're both roaring. So
we get up on top, and we're on probably the highest point on the place. And as we peek over into the bottom, 400 yards below us is just a great stag.
We looked down, and here with, I don't know, 12, 15 hinds is a big stag. And unfortunately, he'd seen us.
It's hard to believe, very little pressure on these stags, but immediately they skylined us and they were out of there.
For Tony Makris and the High Adventure Company's John Burrell, missed opportunity on a trophy stag means time is fast running out. But with a nice trophy spotted in the deep draws of the Andean foothills, one more chance remains. And now, the challenge is to close the distance without becoming too winded for a steady shot.
He's at pretty good distance, but I practice a lot at distance. I know within reason what I can do, and it's simply a matter of keeping your focus. But it's not a lot of time. I mean, he is, you know, down in a low area, getting ready to crest the hill, running to the top, hinds in front of him, and once he's over the top, he's gone. And we've seen here, you don't find him again.
Probably not a shot I would let the typical client take, but having hunted with Tony so much, I was very confident in his abilities at that range.
I knew I didn't have a lot of time. I grabbed a handful of bricks, got the tripod shooting sticks up short, put them down to make the balance the middle of the rifle on, you know, the magazine area. And I put my elbows on my knees so that I took all that movement out and got pretty steady. I mean, that's a pretty steady position, and you're shooting downhill, so it's relatively natural. And I knew I didn't have a lot of time. I had to make the shot. John thankfully called a range for me.
He's stopping right now. Done. Mr. Makris held.
I'm sorry, buddy.
No, he's done.
Make sure you didn't get up.
Stay on him. He's trying now.
I don't think he's gonna make it.
He's stopping right now.
I knew how to shoot at that
There you
range,
go.
knew where to hold, and the first bullet hit him right on the shoulder.
Done.
Well, the fact that I hit him on the first bullet and that we had him was the good news. The bad news was that he had slid quite a bit further down, and getting to him was not just a matter of some sweat effort. Getting to him was dangerous. You make a misstep up there and you're going to fall a couple thousand feet. So we were being very cautious and doing the whole, zigzag the hill, don't walk straight down. I'd seen this stag pretty well through the binoculars and through the rifle scope, and so I knew he was a good stag. I knew he was a big trophy stag and that I was going to be happy with him.
As we got up to Tony, Stag is just one of those that kept getting bigger and bigger.
He had big mass, long points, ivory tipped, 4 at the top each side, good beam length, and he had a head and neck like a horse. And so this was, according to John, a 12, 13-year-old stag, fully mature, top of his game, and it just made for a hunt that couldn't have been better. And I told John at the time, a handful of hunts in my life, they're all memorable, and I'm happy to have had each and every one of them, even the ones that sometimes don't work out. But there are a handful that rank as very special. This is clearly one of those hunts.